among us. Recently, thousands of people, men, women, families, they all came to hear Jesus teach. And as the day began to wane, Jesus came to me and he asked me, could we buy food to feed these people? Well, at once, my thoughts just turned to the physical cost of such an endeavor. I mean, surely our treasury didn't hold those sorts of funds. I didn't give any thought to the people's discomfort. And I certainly hadn't considered a divine miracle. But Jesus, he took 5 tiny loaves of bread and 2 fish. That's all we had. And he prayed over them, and he broke them into pieces. We fed thousands of people. And not only that, when we were done, we had 12 baskets of leftovers. 12. God, here among us. Who could deny the promised one, this divine presence among us? And to whom would that person deliver Jesus? To the vain and arrogant priests who refuse to believe that God has kept his promise to us? Or to the pagan Roman government who only fears a rival ruler? How could any of us forget his power and his compassion and his... Could I forget it? Is it I?
His hands, carpenter hands, rough hands, yet gentle, loving. His hands reached out and touched a leper, and the disease was erased from his body. His hands reached out and touched Peter's mother-in-law, and her fever disappeared. His hands lifted Jairus' daughter from her deathbed. His hands have mended, healed ears of the deaf, the eyes of the blind, mended the bones of the lame. His hands have broken bread, blessed and broken bread, and folded in prayer. So simple gestures, yet so profound. Those hands reached out, blessing little children that others had turned away. Those hands reached down and saved Peter from the seas, the churning seas that would have swallowed him up. Those hands have blessed all of us. They have served me, Thaddeus, just like all of his brothers here. They have worshiped God. In fact, his hands are God's hands here in this very room. All of us have been blessed by his hands. All of us have seen the miracles his hands have done. Who among us could betray him into the hands of our enemies? Could I, Thaddeus, betray him? Is it I?
of John, the beloved disciple. Beloved. Loved by Jesus. Loved by the one who was in the beginning with God. Loved by the one who is greater than all of us. And yet, he washes our feet, setting an example of humility and servitude. You might think that because Jesus calls me his beloved disciple, that I have reason to be proud. Oh, how I have found the opposite is true. I once thought I might have a place of power and prestige in his kingdom. But he has shown me time and time again that the war he wages is a spiritual one. I have seen him reach out to the needy. He doesn't reach out to the rich and powerful. He dines in the homes of sinners and common people, not the elite. I have witnessed him equally befriend a well-known Pharisee and an immoral person, forgiving both. God has sent his Son because he loved the world, the lowly, me. So much so that he does not want to see any of us perish, but to have everlasting life. This Jesus, he is the way. He is the truth. He is life. Even though we are his closest friends and followers,